morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well this morning. I have a couple topics I wanted to cover today. One is actually what we talked about yesterday. I just wanted to add a little bit to it. One of the chords that I didn't show you, I showed you the D, D, and that little fill-in. I showed you a G, and I showed you a C. So I showed you some fill-ins for those chords that you can use in your music. One I didn't show you was E, and that one's done very similar, very similar to the way you do the G chord, except you're going to be on the 4th fret. So your middle finger's covering the 4th fret, first string, and your pointer finger's covering the 4th fret, a 3rd string. And you just play it, and it goes with the E, okay? Or you can slide, or you can go forward. You know, there's so many different ways you can do that and play that. So, for instance, if you're playing Amazing Grace, I went forward on that. So you can see, you can throw that in your music whenever you're playing. But you have to kind of think about it a little bit. If you're playing in C and you know that that's the fill-in, try throwing it in there. Or if you're playing in G or D, you got to kind of find your way with it. You have to kind of test it out, test the waters. Okay, and then try playing it different ways. You don't necessarily have to, you can slide it, you can play it one note at a time, you can play it 2 notes at a time, but experiment, try it out. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right there, and we're going to move on to the next subject. And that has to do with this whole idea of trying to find things to kind of keep things fresh and have fun with it, and try different things, come up with different sounds. This was something that was my quest. I'd get so bored, I want something new, and I took classes, and they showed me different things like I'm showing you. But another thing that I learned about was a capo. It's a partial capo. Have you ever heard of a partial capo? It's not the full capo. Here's the full capo, right? That covers all, if you have a 6th string, it's covering all 6 strings. This is only going to cover 3 strings, okay? And what's really neat about this is there's different places you can put it on the fingerboard and play very familiar chords with it and come up with an entirely different sound. For instance, we can take it and put it on the 4th fret, and we're going to cover strings 5, 4, and 3 on the 4th fret. There it is. I put it on close to the, not on, but close to the fret. And I test it. It's nice and clean. And then I'm going to try out a C chord. Let's try F. Test it out. Once again, it's one of those things you can experiment with. You don't necessarily have to play in front of this capo. You can play behind it too, because you have 3 open strings, right? Those are open. The capo's not touching them. So give it a try. Get it, put it on the 4th fret, try C, F and G. There's different things you can try out, like you can try playing behind and front at the same time. But I just thought I'd show that to you. You can also, you probably have tried dadgad before, where you're tuning your guitar, where you can use capos to get similar sounds. You're not in dadgad, but you're in similar pitches of dadgad, just by putting that on the 4th fret like that, and then taking this capo, putting it on the 2nd fret behind it. Now you have 2 capos on there. So that's a lot of fun. Or you can take this off and just slide this back and get a similar response, only in a lower pitch. Right there. Okay. And you can also take this and put it on the other side, on the 2nd fret, right? This neck is very narrow, so I have to put it at an angle to get clean sound. So now I'm playing an A chord because I put it on those 3 strings that you would make your A with. So you can play around that. That's G. There's D. But you'd have to kind of play around with it. But it just sounds good. Anyways, so it's a partial capo. Looks like this. They're not super expensive. This one's made by Shubb. I guess that's how you say the name. Shubb. I know Planet Wave. I mean, there's all kinds of companies out there. Dunlop. I don't know. You'd have to go online and check it out, or go to your favorite store. They probably have one. But get one that covers 3 strings and give it a try. And it might help you get out of a rut. Might give you something special and fun to do. And you might come up with some great sounds and great songs. All right. Well, we're going to end it right there. And, I guess the last thing I want to say is, yes, we're going to do a live. Well, I've decided to do that. I've just got to figure out next steps. I've got to get online and figure out how you're supposed to schedule it. You have to schedule it. So I thought I would schedule it on a weekday at 6 p.m. On Western time here on the West Coast. And the reason why is I checked the statistics, and they said the best time is between 6 and 9 p.m. on the weekdays. I'm not sure why. Maybe it helps maybe different countries and stuff as well. So I thought I just picked 6 p.m. I'm probably going to start with a Tuesday. I'm not sure if there's any restrictions to what I can do or how I schedule or anything. Once I get in there, I'll figure it out. And once I schedule it, I'll put it out to you. And you'll know well in advance when we're going to go live for the first time. It ought to be interesting. And I might get a little help because, it's kind of hard to man something like that and talk at the same time. So anyway, so I hope you all have a great day out there or night, wherever you are in this world. And thanks for listening in.